Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Thursday, August 8th, 2024. But before we check out the charts, I just want to ask you to please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos, just like the daily Tesla and daily NVIDIA reports, daily analysis in the SPY, daily analysis in the Triple Q, weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and Apple stock, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor, always looking for 20% moves or more on those underlying stocks. And you get to see all of this for free. We offer a 5-day free trial up front. So check out wickedstocks.com. Let's take a look at the charts. I will begin with this one, I suppose. This kind of covers the 1 to 2 to 3 week time frame. We tested what had been a near-term objective on Monday, 95 even and 97.40. This is the old high area from that range that played out for several months earlier this year. It did, for all intents and purposes, contain weekly selling pressure so far. We spiked below it, came barreling back to close above it. It can contain weekly selling pressures, and I do think it's likely to be tested today. We do need to close, if we're talking about whether or not we can rally back into the low 120s sooner than later, above 104.13. So this is a descending 1/3 speed line that we opened above on Wednesday, broke back below. That is a sign of weakness. I'm not trying to say incredible weakness, but the fact that the market cannot hold a speed line like that when it opens above it and then cascades below it, closes below Tuesday's low, kind of a reversal day, that is a sign of weakness. That's why I think you should be prepared for the possibility of violating 95 even. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, of course, but I do think that if we do violate 95 even today, 90.69 is likely. 90.69, I don't have it labeled anywhere, but it is nothing more than Monday's low. That could be it for the day. That would be a pretty solid sell-off to be in any event. If we break 90.69 today, 82.17 would be in reach. That's right about here on the chart. Now, that I think is not likely, but I am anticipating a retesting of 95 even and 97.40. And it should be given the benefit of the doubt of containing selling pressures into next week. And so, of course, I recommend a relatively tight stop loss, whatever that means to you. Just know that if we break 95 even, 90.69 is likely, and we could continue lower as we continue through the day. The bottom line, closing today below 95 even, does set up 95.70. Sorry, gosh, sometimes these numbers just come out completely backwards. Closing today below 95 even does indicate 75.60. And I'll say that by the end of next week, within 1 to 2 weeks, 75.60, we could bottom out there. For a week or more, there is the possibilities I've been mentioning, if we test 75.60, that we fill this area out for a number of weeks. That would be a longer term head and shoulders top. We've got sort of a symmetry here, several months. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, but that's what could happen. Let's put it this way. If we close below 95 even, you should at the very least anticipate 75.60 within 1 to 2 weeks. So if you're a 3 to 5 day swing trader, a 1 to 2 week swing trader, and we close today below 95 even, expect 75.60. You want to go short, if you can, into the 75.60 area. Until then, we can still bottom out here through next week. And from here, we can rally back into what is the low 120s right now by the end of next week. That would become clearly indicated if we settle today above 104.13. So 104.13, despite the violation clearly on Wednesday, if settled above, should then yield by the end of next week the 122 handle resistance. Combination rising channel bottom and descending 2/3 speed line. When you settle above a descending 1/3 speed line, the rule of thumb is the descending 2/3 speed line as your next objective. And in this case, that would be kind of a 1 week, 2 week at the most, probably more like a 1 week move by the end of next week. If we close today above 104.13, I see no good reason to be short NVIDIA as we move into next week. I do think steady gains. 109.82 is potentially in reach today if we happen to push through 104.13. 109.82, nothing more than a 3/8 upside Fibonacci from that June high against that recent low from Monday. And then, of course, closing above 104.13, 117.29 would be expected within a matter of, well, let's see here. That's what I'm looking for, but on the daily chart. 117, there it is, 117.29. If we close today above 104.13, within 2 to 3 days, 117.29, and by the end of next week, the 122 handle resistance. 122.01 to 122.42, able to contain buying on at least a weekly basis. We could top out here through the rest of August. So I'll be prompting you for that, of course, on a day-to-day basis with the daily NVIDIA report. It would be a settlement, though, above 122.42 that I think indicates not only a good August, but probably a good third quarter low. I would expect meaningful gains then as we continue through September activity. But until then, it looks to me like we're in this two-sided framework between 95 even, 97.40, and the 122 handle. We could trade inside of this area for the next week or two. And once again, if we close below 95 even, we enter a 1 to 2 week sell signal down to 75.60. It's about as simple as that. I'm going to leave it at that. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer, once again, long-term and day-to-day triple Q analysis. This is the NASDAQ 100 ETF, and I just want to remind you that we've been on this pretty solid for the last month and a half as we anticipated this long-term channel top. It held beautifully. We'd mentioned when it was testing it, you should allow for long-term support within 2 to 3 months. That turned into more like 3 to 5 weeks. We're now testing long-term support. We did so on Monday, and we may retest this long-term support area, this long-term rising 1/3 speed line on the triple Q on Thursday. It's ripe for a retest. And if we close below this area, we have a long-term sell signal in the NASDAQ 100 if we close below this area. And that's information that I think you want at hand, in my opinion, if you're a longer-term trader or even a near to mid-term trader of NVIDIA. I'm going to leave it at that for, Thursday's NVIDIA report. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Fridays. You have a great day.